vehicles are starting to take over the cramped space there. An explosion trapped the miners yesterday morning in Tallmansville. Now, officials say miners are about 2 miles in. They're about 260 feet below the surface. Crews drilled a 6-inch hole to sample the air quality and lower down a listening device. Crews were also preparing to use a robot to move into that shaft. Family, friends have surrounded the area, hoping and waiting for a safe rescue.
We all stick together and we do what we can. I'm trying to be strong for my uncle that's in the mines, but if I know Terry, he's okay and he's helping everybody else get through it.
Each of the trapped miners was equipped with a day's supply of food and water and about an hour's worth of oxygen. Situation in West Virginia brings images of another mining incident. You might remember back in 2002, 9 miners got trapped in a coal mine near Somerset, Pennsylvania. A drill accidentally broke through to a flooded mine shaft, and underwater river filled their escape route. After 3 days and several attempts, rescuers cut open a shaft and brought all 9 miners to safety. Now to the latest on the flooding problems across Oregon today. This morning, there is some good news. A break in the rain today is helping bring river levels down. But as News Channel 8's Scott Burton reports, all that floating debris is still a big concern, especially for houseboat owners.
Here along the Willamette River, we are still far below the flood stages of 1996, but even with that said, there is still a lot of water flowing down this river, and it is flowing quickly, bringing an increase in river debris. That river debris is causing concern to many houseboat owners along the Willamette. Logs and branches tend to become lodged under their homes, and the distorted water flow can then push one house into the other. Right now, many houseboat owners along the Willamette are watching their water carefully and doing what they need to prevent their homes from shifting.
And we go down and check the chains on the houses, make sure everything's okay and everything's safe. The biggest concern is if anything breaks loose, you've got utilities, you've got gas and that sort of thing. So we're very vigilant about the safety aspect of houseboat living.
While houseboat owners are being vigilant, so too is Portland Fire. Patrol boats will be trolling the Willamette for the rest of the week, dislodging logs and branches, specifically along bridge supports and also along the Esplanade. In Oregon City, I'm Scott Burton, KGW, Northwest News Channel 8.
And this morning, Oregon's governor is asking the federal government to help flood victims in that state. Governor Ted Kulongoski got a first-hand look at all the flood damage. He took an aerial tour yesterday morning. The governor says he saw widespread flooding in places like Corvallis, McMinnville, Oregon City, and Canby.
There were a couple homes that, in fact, that the water was right up next to the property. I mean, if it would rain very, very hard for another week, we'd be having some very serious problems.
The governor says the state is still working to assess the damage and what it will cost to clean it all up. Well, people who live on a Washington shoreline called Washaway Beach are watching their homes nearly wash away right into the ocean. Since New Year's Eve, more than 50 feet of Harold and Molly Martin's backyard have disappeared. Their trailer is dangling over the ocean right now.
Said in the last 4 or 5 days, he's probably seen 65 to 70 feet of this beach wash away.
Residents say just a few years ago, this waterfront property was actually several blocks from the ocean. Be sure to stay with Northwest Cable News for up-to-the-minute coverage of all this wet and wild weather we're having. Chris Warren will be back with a detailed forecast coming up. And remember, you can always log on to our website, NWCN.com. There you will find live tower cams, current past conditions, and your 5-day forecast. More hot and dry weather is expected to fan the wildfires in Texas and Oklahoma. Since last Tuesday, those fires have charred thousands of acres and destroyed hundreds of homes. Look at the mess there. Those fires are also blamed for at least 4 deaths. The National Weather Service says no rain is predicted for that area anytime soon. In California, Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger has declared a state of emergency in 7 northern counties. Days of torrential rain have caused major damage there. One of the hardest hit areas is the Marin County town of San Anselmo. Police say the heavy rain flooded 80 businesses and close to 100 homes. Well, later today, Spokane's new mayor will take the oath of office in hopes of bringing a new era to the Lilac City. Former City Council President Dennis Hession is replacing Jim West. Voters recalled West last month after allegations surfaced that he misused city resources and abused his office. Hession will serve out the remaining 2 years of West's term. Hession will be sworn in today at noon, and we're teaming up with our Spokane affiliate, Crim 2 News, to bring you live coverage of that. Again, that is today at noon right here on Northwest Cable News. Coming up next on First Edition, After a series of speeches on Iraq, is President Bush faring any better in the opinion polls? We'll check in with Dave Cassidy at the White House for a look at that coming up. But before we do, let's check in with meteorologist Chris Warren. Talked about a bit of a break we have in all the rain. And it's not going to rain as hard as it has been.
Well, you know, it may at times, but the whole thing is the duration. We're expecting the next few weather systems to kind of cruise on through. It'll be wet throughout much of the day once the rain starts today. But we are getting a little bit of a break before that happens, and with calm conditions east of the Cascades, seeing areas of fog from Ellensburg to Pendleton, but freezing fog concerns remain throughout much of the Yakima Valley on up into the Kittitas Valley, so could see some slippery roads and reduced visibilities there. Meanwhile, going to be a bit windy with the surf picking up along the southern Oregon coast. Could see gusts up to about 60 miles an hour. High wind warning has been posted. Take a closer look at your local forecast and check out those current conditions coming up next.
Good morning, Greg Adams with a first alert traffic check, and starting off in the greater Portland, Oregon area right now. Just checking north and southbound I-5 out of the Vancouver area into downtown Portland. No problems there. Your drive northbound 5 looking real good right now, and so far I-84 is just moving right along. And in the Puget Sound area, we're looking at a disabled vehicle. This is eastbound 520 mid-span. I'm not seeing it on the shot here right now, but it is being reported by the DOT, and that may have just been moved out of the right lane. And otherwise, we're starting to see little buildings southbound I-5 now between Mount Lake Terrace and Shoreline. Greg Adams with your first alert traffic. You're watching Northwest Cable News.
Plants adore him. Gardens flourish. And now his secrets are yours. Just call or email Cisco. Friday nights at 6 on Northwest Cable News. Gardening with Cisco Live, your personal consultation with a master gardener. No question can stump it. Just call or email. Cisco knows the answer. You see results. Just ask. Cisco, the cure for the common plant. Gardening with Cisco Live, Fridays at 6 on Northwest Cable News.
Trouble spot?
Yeah, and that's in the Midwest. We do have an area of low pressure that's kind of tracking through portions of the Midwest so far today, but Chicago experiencing some weather delays already this morning. So if you are headed in that direction, perhaps using it as a hub today, you might want to check with your carrier beforehand. Anticipating some more delays in some portions of the West Coast today, even though we are seeing some wet weather there, and that's probably going to be the problem. And we're still dealing with the heat and the fires, of course, in Texas. Really just a mess down there.
What a strange array of weather we've got.
Yeah, it is. For late December, absolutely.
All right, thanks very much, Mary. And we'll have more on your forecast and, of course, your top stories in just 2 minutes. Keep it right here.
Your Northwest First Alert travel forecast has been brought to you by Hertz Car Sales, the better way to buy a car.
I hope I didn't keep you waiting.
When you're really there.
So what are we going to do?
The movie!
They'll know how much you care. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Remember all those good times we had in the Hertz rental fleet?
Those trips to the mountains were great.
But how about the beach?
And I loved the bright lights of the city. It all ended so soon. Those were the days.
Wait a minute. Here they come.
Shh, be quiet.
And these are just a few of our certified Hertz cars.
I like that one.
We'll take it. There you go.
We'll be seeing you. I don't know. I think I'm going to be with this family for a long time.
Watch Northwest Destinations, brought to you by Hertz Car Sales.
Can you tell which mattress is the 2005 and which is the new 2006 model? Here's a hint. The 2005 model is the one with the lower price. It's Sleep Country's huge year-end clearance sale. The biggest difference is the fabric and the money you'll save. If you don't mind sleeping on last year's fabric, you can save hundreds on selected brand name mattresses from Simmons, Sealy, Spring Air, and Pacific. Sleep Country's year-end clearance sale is on now. Guaranteed comfort, best selection, lowest price.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
Tulalip is not just a beautiful casino. It's where you get more cash back, have more fun, and now you can win vacations for a lifetime at over 2,000 five-star resorts worldwide. It's where you can enjoy fine dining and a magnificent buffet, plus the best shopping at Seattle Premium Outlets. And now you can enter weekly to win a 7-day first-class cruise to your choice of destinations. So win vacations for a lifetime and your choice of cruises with all the fun and excitement of Tulalip Casino.
Are downtown hospitals the only place I can go for quality cancer care?
The miracle of community cancer care is that the technology that used to be confined to a hospital and therefore basically only given in huge urban centers has been moved out into the community. And we feel that we're at the forefront of that type of care.
When life matters, the care matters more. Puget Sound Cancer Centers, Edmonds and North Seattle.
This is NWCN, Northwest Cable News. Northwest News and weather 24 hours a day. Now, Northwest News First Edition.
Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, December 28th. I'm Cam Johnson.
And I'm meteorologist Mary Lowe's. Time to get you started with a quick check of your weather. Once again, the rain continues this morning, especially west of the Cascades, but expect more mountain snow and possibly some more problems in our passes today, too. Winds picking up along the coast. We'll talk about those and some of the other advisories once again that are in place today.
All right. Thanks, Mary. As you're about to start your day, here's your first look at some of the important stories making news this morning. Passengers aboard an Alaska Airlines flight from Seattle to Burbank got an in-flight scare last night. The plane was forced to make an emergency landing at SeaTac Airport after the cabin lost pressure and passengers had to put on oxygen masks. This morning, federal investigators say a ramp worker at SeaTac accidentally punctured a hole in the plane and never told anyone.
We're holding out hope.
Family and friends of a missing Oregon woman are asking for your help. The two brothers of a 57-year-old woman, Melanie Lloyd, are offering a $100,000 reward to help find their sister. Lloyd disappeared Christmas Eve on her way to the Eugene airport. Search teams spent all day yesterday scouring mountain roads and backwoods for Lloyd.
DOT was trying to keep up with the snow, doing a fabulous job, but the weather was beating us.
It could be another day of spinouts and fender benders along Washington's Snoqualmie Pass. Yesterday, the Department of Transportation responded to dozens of accidents caused by the slushy and snowy conditions. This morning, more snow is in the forecast, so give yourself plenty of time if you plan on driving the pass. More now on that Alaska Airlines flight that had to make an emergency landing. A ramp worker at SeaTac says he hit the jet with a baggage loader before it took off. The small dent ripped open in the air, causing the cabin to depressurize. King 5's Jim Foreman reports this is the latest incident in a string of problems for the airline.
These pictures snap some 4.5 miles up as Alaska Airlines Flight 536 from Seattle to Burbank suddenly lost cabin pressure, and passengers scrambled to don their oxygen masks.
You couldn't breathe. There's no oxygen up there.
One of them was Jeremy Herman.
We knew that something was going on that, obviously had, our lives were definitely, either in danger.
Today, Alaska Airlines, which would not comment on camera for our story, said it found a 1-foot-long, 6-inch-wide hole in the fuselage between the forward and middle cargo doors. In preliminary findings, National Transportation Safety Board investigators believe a ramp worker drove a piece of baggage-loading equipment into the fuselage, causing a crease, and the hole developed in flight. In a statement to the NTSB, a ramp worker for Menzies Aviation, which handles Alaska's ground operations, said that in the driving rain, they thought the damage seemed insignificant, so no one was ever told.
Common sense would have dictated that if you run a vehicle into an airplane, you should at least bring it to the attention of the crew and the maintenance staff so they can pass their professional judgment on it.
For Alaska Airlines, its relationship with Menzies Aviation has been frustrating for passengers who suffered through months of flight delays and late and missing baggage. And it has been embarrassing for the airline, which outsourced its tarmac operations in a cost-cutting move. Just last month, the King 5 investigators uncovered a dramatic rise in problems since Menzies came on board. Alaska had 17 ramp problems in 2003, 15 in 2004, and the number jumps to 72 in just the first 9 months of this year.
I'm not sure if we've reached critical mass with Menzies, but what we have reached is a situation where their name is known, and this is the kind of company where they don't want to be known by the average traveler.
Jim Foreman, King 5 News.
Well, fortunately, nobody was hurt during that flight scare. Alaska Airlines says the plane is out of service until it is repaired. This morning, investigators say drugs triggered a young Oregon couple to rob and kill their neighbor. Gerard Smith and his girlfriend Lindley Rayburn appeared in court yesterday accused of murdering Dale Ross at his Sheridan home on Christmas Eve. Police say the couple spent Friday night using meth. They say the couple broke into the man's house, Ross's house, stole his credit cards, and then shot him at point-blank range. Investigators say the couple stole Ross' car, but police tracked them down a few hours later. They're due back in court next week. A Tacoma, Washington man suspected of a hit and run that killed a 12-year-old boy is expected to face felony charges today. Gerald Reed was crossing the street on Christmas when a car hit him and fled the scene. The suspect turned himself into police yesterday after police attempted to contact him. The man makes his first court appearance later today. The family of a missing Oregon woman is offering a $100,000 reward for help finding their missing loved one. Melanie Lloyd left her Reedsport, Oregon home on Christmas Eve morning to pick up a friend at the Eugene airport. Friends last heard from Lloyd on her cell phone traced to a tower in Drain, Oregon. They say Lloyd was lost and feared she'd suffered a stroke. The National Guard is now searching hundreds of acres for Lloyd's silver SUV, but so far no sign of her. Friends and family hope the reward money encourages more people to help with the search.
Go out your back door and search your property. Just look. Hop on a riding lawnmower. We don't care. But if you own a lot of acres, we can't get to it, and this would be a wonderful way to help.
If you have any information about Melody Lloyd, you're asked to call the number on your screen, 541-440-6100. Now to a warning for holiday travelers in Washington state. Snow pounded Snoqualmie Pass yesterday, and the DOT says more could be on the way. Crews scrambled yesterday after more than 3 dozen wrecks and wipeouts occurred at the pass. Troopers say backup stretched 5 miles, and drivers were left with no choice but to chain up and wait.
DOT was trying to keep up with the snow, doing a fabulous job, but the weather was beating us, doing the best we could, and we had all the lanes blocked with trucks that were spinning out.
The DOT estimates about 50,000 vehicles cross Snoqualmie Pass every day during this holiday week. They say with more snow on the way, drivers should expect delays. And the wet, wild weather is making for big waves along the Oregon coast. Yesterday morning, the National Weather Service issued a high surf advisory as waves towered more than 20 feet high. While the storm littered the shore with debris, it didn't cause any significant damage. The blustery weather will continue this morning. Heavy rainfall will bring many rivers near or above flood stage. And we should let you know also that a flood watch is in effect for the greater Portland area. Well, we will also be keeping our eyes on other stories as we move through this Wednesday. Dean Staley takes a look at the day ahead.
Good morning. Here are a few of the stories we are working on. The majority of the time, they go unnoticed, but today 6 homeless Skagitonians who died during the year will be remembered in a memorial service in Skagit County, Washington. Homeless support groups hope the service raises awareness about homeless needs. That memorial takes place at 1 p.m. at Mount Vernon's Chapel of the Bells. Well, for those attending the bowl game battle between the Boise State Broncos and the Boston College Eagles, listen up. The Broncos stadium parking lot in Boise, Idaho is filled to capacity. The stadium will no longer allow any general parking in their lots or on the grass field. Free parking can be found at the Morrison Center, which will also include a free shuttle. Warmth, joy, strength, and inspiration. That's what the 22nd Grand Hanukkah celebration plans to offer in Portland. The celebration will also feature a guest appearance by Mayor Tom Potter. Festivities begin at 5:30 tonight at the Pioneer Courthouse Square. Now more Northwest News First Edition. Back to you.
Thank you, Dean. Coming up on First Edition, time is running out to cash in on Washington State's sales tax deduction. We'll tell you when the bargains will expire. But before we take a break, we want to check in with meteorologist Mary Lose. How's it looking, Mary?
Not too bad, this morning, but we do have plenty of things to talk about today. Potentially a lot more snowfall for the mountain areas. Still fairly mild temperatures in Oregon today. As far as Washington goes, a little bit cooler, especially west of the Cascades. We're dropping back down into the mid and upper 40s for the most part today. More details on your forecast on the way.
Big Low was a big winner.
It was nice to live the high life for a while.
But then something started eating away at him.
I got that flesh eating back bacteria. It's called necrotizing fasciitis.
Seattle's biggest sports fan battles back, and now he's being immortalized. Meet the chef who's more than just a gourmet, and find out why his cooking classes are especially fun for the ladies. Evening Magazine, tonight at 9 on Northwest Cable News.
It's the sale we wait all year for, and it's better than ever. It's the year-end clearance at Pinnacle Mazda during the Mazda's On the Move year-end sales event. Save up to $5,000 and get 5,000 miles of free gas on the awesome Mazda 6 Sports Sedan. Own it for as low as $259 a month and $0 down. Plus, at Pinnacle Mazda, make no payment until spring. We're the Seattle leader in certified pre-owned Mazdas. Expect similar savings on used. Only at Pinnacle Mazda. Hurry, sale ends soon.
For nearly 20 years, we've developed some wonderful relationships with our customers.
The service element, at the dealership that I get serviced at is absolutely unbelievable.
They go beyond our expectations.
Well, if it wasn't a group of auto dealerships, it would probably be a group of magnificent restaurants that understood the customer's needs.
They are the best at what they do.
We take a lot of pride in the service we give our customers.
O'BrienAutoGroup.com.
O'Brien.
At Tough Shed, we believe in protecting your valuables. The weather's changing, and it's time to put things away. Put them in a Tough Shed. We build sheds, garages, or anything you can imagine. Most jobs are completed in one day. Delivery, construction, and satisfaction are guaranteed. You need a garage or shed now? Call Tough Shed today. Tough Shed with 3 locations in Seattle, 2 in Portland, Spokane, and Helena. Call 1-800-BUY-TOUGH. That's 1-800-BUY-TUFF.
Welcome back to First Edition. I'm Cam Johnson. 4 days and counting. Washington State residents have only until the end of the year to take advantage of the federal sales tax deduction. In 2004 and 2005, residents have been deducting their sales tax on their federal tax returns. But the tax break expires this Saturday at midnight, and there is no guarantee it will be renewed. So many car buyers aren't wasting any time. Jim Birchfield walked into this Bellingham dealership yesterday and walked out with a new Porsche.
Just a real nice plus for me, because we're talking about over $5,000 in sales tax out here.
The tax savings on the average car that is sold in America is over $2,000 in tax deductions that will go away on December the 31st.
State lawmakers estimate Washington residents will save $1 billion in 2005 because of the deduction. A retired school teacher got an unexpected Christmas gift from the Washington State Lottery. Charles Harkins won $2.9 million after purchasing the winning ticket Christmas Eve at a 7-Eleven in Spanaway. After his kids and grandkids opened their Christmas presents, he handed them checks.
I said, last night I didn't build a fire in a fireplace, and Santa came down the chimney and gave us a little extra money, and I'm going to share that. So I went around and handed out the envelopes. They opened them, and it was surprisingly quiet in the room.
Yeah, a little extra money from Santa. Harkins didn't say how much he gave the kids, but says the gifts left them speechless.
You're watching Northwest Cable News. Now, weather from the Northwest First Alert Weather Center.
Hey, good Wednesday, everybody. I'm meteorologist Mary Lose in the Northwest First Alert Weather Center, and lots more to talk about today with another Pacific system moving onshore, bringing wind to the coast at least through 8 o'clock this morning. We can still see some stronger gusts past that when the warning expires. Meantime, we're seeing a lot of moisture still coming up from the south. You can see that just kind of feeding right into our coastal areas, and we're seeing still some heavy rain to start off the day. Getting into the afternoon hours, we'll probably see a lot of this still moving off to the north and east. We're once again seeing more areas of snowfall for the mountains, and so Snoqualmie Pass may indeed become another problem spot again today. Just like yesterday, we may even add in the other passes as well. More heavy rain on the way for Medford and up through the Willamette Valley this morning too. Flood watches and warnings in place for a lot of river flooding in southern Oregon as well. We'll keep an eye on that for you too. Also, with all of the heavy snow, in addition to the coastal winds, we're going to keep keep an eye on the mountain areas for possibilities of avalanches as well. We are seeing some fairly strong winds still this morning through the Oregon coast. Again, this warning expires at 8 o'clock today, but we could still see some strong winds after that. That front just arriving on shore at this early part of the day. Meantime, temperatures should be hovering right around 50 degrees west of the Cascades for the day today. Still lots of 40s off to the east, but how about the rainfall? We have been racking it up in some areas, definitely. And as we take a look at some of the temperatures that we're seeing around western Washington, we are going to drop them back down today. Not a lot of sunshine yesterday, at least a little bit of it at times. We probably will not see that today. We're looking at temperatures in the mid-40s for the most part. We'll see some colder temperatures off to the east again today. And again, the reminder, more mountain snowfall for us as we get into our afternoon hours as well. Meantime, we will start racking up more as far as the rainfall goes, more as far as the snowfall totals go. We'll check in with some past reports and get you up to date on what's going on with the ski resorts a little bit later on this morning. Cam?
All right, thanks very much, Mary. Up next in business news, if you download music on the internet, you'll want to know about a new investigation into music pricing on the web.
I want the best care for my cancer, but there are so many options. How do I choose?
I think choosing where to get your cancer care can be confusing. We are much more specialized at Puget Sound Cancer Centers and provide much more focused care than one can receive in a larger multi-specialty setting. We provide that in an environment that's nurturing and comfortable to the patient and their families.
When life matters, the care matters more. Puget Sound Cancer Centers, Edmonds and North Seattle.
Now this is special. More savings and even more time to pay. No down payment and no interest for 2 full years and more furniture for less. It's our spectacular year-end clearance. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, and more at incredible clearance prices. Huge savings throughout the store and even more time to pay. Make no down payment and pay no interest for 2 full years. And more furniture for less this Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. till 9 p.m.
If you carry this card, you want this card, the AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan card. Even with Medicare, the average person could end up spending thousands per year out of their own pocket. If you're 65 or over, this card can help pay for some of what Medicare doesn't. This is one powerful card. It represents the only Medicare supplement plans endorsed by AARP. Why an AARP Medicare supplement plan? Because you can keep your own doctors without any referrals and no claim forms. Choose from a wide variety of plans, and AARP group rates are competitively priced. Call to get free information about these plans insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. There's no obligation, and it's easy to switch to an AARP Medicare supplement plan. Call and learn about these plans, and you'll also get this free booklet. Call now even if you're not an AARP member yet, and join more than 2 million members enjoying the benefits of this powerful card. Call now.
Now, the Northwest Money Report, brought to you by Sterling Savings Bank.
This morning we begin our business news with a look at how consumers are feeling about the economy. Here's Bloomberg's Nicole Petalides with your Before the Bell report.
Good morning. A report due out today will show how confident you are in the economy. Consumer confidence probably rose in December for a second month as gasoline prices retreated and job prospects improved. The Energy Department says the average pump price fell almost 1.5 cents in the past week to $2.20 a gallon. In the meantime, if you download music on the internet, listen up. New York Attorney General Eliot Spitzer began an investigation of digital music pricing. A record number of companies are turning to the web to make up for declining sales of CDs. And stocks dropped by the most in 2 months. Falling oil and gas prices dragged down energy shares. The major market averages dropped 1%, with the Dow giving up its advance for the year. Now, we have some tech news to talk about this morning. Camera phones are expected to increase in popularity in the coming years. Researcher IC Insights says camera phones will make up 73% of total phone shipments in 2009, and compare that to 45% this year. In the meantime, Sharp is trying to satisfy demand for LCD TVs. Sharp says it will expand production capacity about 10%. The president of Sharp says the company faces lost opportunities because it can't produce panels fast enough. And that is the latest in business news. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Nicole Petalides with the Bloomberg Business Report.
Thank you, Nicole. Your 5-day forecast is up next. First, here's a quick check of your top stories. This morning, federal investigators are looking into an Alaska Airlines flight scare. The plane was on its way to Burbank from Seattle when it lost cabin pressure in the air. It had to make an emergency landing at SeaTac Airport. Nobody was hurt. A ramp worker at SeaTac admitted to accidentally hitting the plane with a baggage loader before takeoff, but never told anyone. That dent opened up into a hole and caused the cabin to depressurize in midair. Could be another day of spinouts and fender benders along Washington Snoqualmie Pass. Yesterday, the Department of Transportation responded to dozens of accidents caused by the slushy and snowy conditions. And we will see high winds on the Oregon coast again today. The strong winds whipped up huge waves at Oregon beaches yesterday. The waves reached 20 feet or higher, but fortunately didn't cause any damage. Now meteorologist Mary Lose joins us with a check on the 5-day forecast. We've been watching, I know you've been keeping a close eye on those high winds and also the rain we've been seeing.
Yeah, lots of rain in the lowlands, but lots of snow for the mountain areas too. And of course, we ran into all those problems yesterday in the passes, especially in Washington State. Dealing today with more rain, at least in the early part of the day in western Washington. Now we'll change over to some showers again like yesterday afternoon. Hopefully see some more sun breaks like we did yesterday too, but it looks like those will be more likely for the day tomorrow, along with some cooler temperatures, more breaks in the clouds then. Friday, we're looking at rain likely on into the weekend. Still some showers on Saturday, and that means that we may see some rain, of course, for your New Year's Eve on into Sunday. More rain likely then. And the same story goes for Portland. Breezy to windy conditions over the next few days through Friday, and then we're seeing showers and rain once again back in the forecast, of course, continuing with temperatures into the mid and upper 40s. For the new year. As we get into Spokane, we're taking a look at a mixture of some rain and snow for Thursday and Friday as temperatures fall to just above the freezing mark. And then for the new year, we're also looking at possible mixture of some snow in with the rain on Sunday.
Coming up in morning sports, we have got a top 10 battle, lives up to the hype for the most part. Adam Morrison stars again for Gonzaga against fourth-ranked Memphis. We've got those highlights. We'll also check in on the injury report for the Sonics, and it's old home week for the Portland Trail Blazers. How about the Ducks getting ready for Oklahoma? All of it's coming up when the morning news continues.
No matter where you take a picture, turn your photos into just what you want them to be with ImageZone software loaded on HP computers. ImageZone lets you quickly edit photos, remove red eye, crop, enhance color, and more. So take a shot, then click, click, click. Use it on your new HP Pavilion notebook with Intel Centrino mobile technology, just $7.99. ImageZone pictures are easy to send and open through email. And 4x6 prints turn out beautifully. Order by January 7th and double your memory for free. Plus, get free shipping. Or ask about other notebooks with Intel processors for as low as $4.99. The HP Pavilion notebook with Intel Centrino mobile technology loaded with ImageZone for the picture you meant to take. Brilliantly simple.
If you carry this card, you want this card. The AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan card. Even with Medicare, the average person could end up spending thousands per year out of their own pocket. If you're 65 or over, this card can help pay for some of what Medicare doesn't. This is one powerful card. It represents the only Medicare supplement plans endorsed by AARP. Why an AARP Medicare supplement plan? Because you can keep your own doctors without any referrals and no claim forms. Choose from a wide variety of plans, and AARP group rates are competitively priced. Call to get free information about these plans insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. There's no obligation, and it's easy to switch to an AARP Medicare supplement plan. Call and learn about these plans, and you'll also get this free booklet. Call now even if you're not an AARP member yet, and join more than 2 million members enjoying the benefits of this powerful card. Call now.
Now, Northwest Sports This Morning, brought to you by your Northwest Ford stores.
We've got a top 10 battle to talk about in Memphis. Good morning, everybody. I'm Greg Bailey, checking in with sports. Before the big game, Memphis coach John Calipari told his team, gave them an order actually, don't do anything that'll make Gonzaga's Adam Morrison angry. Tigers forgot that order, and the words begin to fly. Those words sparked the Gonzaga star Morrison 21 in the first half, including a late 3. In the second half, here we go. Gonzaga appears to be in control, but with 9.5 down the stretch, Morrison scores his last points of the night. Memphis then goes on a 17-5 run. Darius Washington, a big part of the action, 9 of the Tigers' final 12. Bulldogs hit just 34% from the floor. And while the Zags remain cold, Memphis defense turns up the heat. Rodney Carney seals the deal. Zags fall to number 4 Memphis, 83-72. Down in Portland, it is reunion week. Tonight, Mo Cheeks, now the head coach of the Sixers, makes his one and only visit of the year to the Rose City. Cheeks has his squad just 1 game out of first place in their division race. And then on Friday, Portland native Damon Stoudemire makes his only appearance as Memphis comes to town. Blazers, by the way, have won 2 straight. Somehow the Sonics are just a game and a half out of first place in the Northwest Division, but they could be without Flip Murray and Luke Ridnour tonight in Minnesota. Both guards listed day-to-day. Flip dislocated 2 fingers 2 nights ago. Luke still suffering abdominal and chest pains after a collision against the Mavericks last week. On Thursday, it's the Oregon Ducks and the Oklahoma Sooners in the Holiday Bowl. The Ducks are strong, 10-1 on the season. They're ranked 5th in the BCS poll, but Coach Mike Bellotti still concerned with 7-4 OU. Sooner star running back Adrian Peterson is finally healthy, and he will definitely have Bellotti's full attention.
My 2 concerns in this game are 1, how to counteract the speed of their defense, and 2, how to contain Adrian Peterson. And I don't have answers yet. We're working on it.
From the Insight Bowl, Arizona State quarterback Rudy Carpenter takes apart the Rutgers defense. Carpenter throws for 471 yards, 4 touchdowns. Matt Miller hauls in that one. He had 134 yards receiving, no defense. Sun Devils take out mighty Rutgers 45-40. Today it is all about the Boise State Broncos. Dan Hawkins coaching his last game at BSU before he heads to Colorado to take over that program. The Broncos face off against Boston College in the MPC Computers Bowl. I'm Greg Bailey, and that is sports for this hour.
Meteorologist Mary Lose joins us with a look at your travel forecast, and there is at least one trouble spot.
Yeah, and that's in the Midwest. We do have an area of low pressure that's kind of tracking through portions of the Midwest so far today, but Chicago experiencing some weather delays already this morning. So if you are headed in that direction, perhaps using it as a hub today, you might want to check with your carrier beforehand. Anticipating some more delays in some portions of the West Coast today, even though we are seeing some wet weather there, and that's probably going to be the problem. And we're still dealing with the heat and the fires, of course, in Texas. Really just a mess down there.
What a strange array of weather we've got.
Yeah, it is. For late December, absolutely.
All right, thanks very much, Mary. And we'll have more on your forecast and, of course, your top stories in just 2 minutes. Keep it right here.
Your Northwest First Alert travel forecast has been brought to you by Hertz Car Sales, the better way to buy a car.
It's a massive $3.5 million clearance at Nissan of the East Side. Serious cars, serious savings.
The boat show, the boat show, the big Seattle boat show.
The West Coast's largest boat show kicks off 1 week early, January 6th through the 14th. Over 1,000 new boats, the latest accessories, and great boat show prices. Use the new touchscreen kiosk to find just what you're looking for. Then take the free shuttle to Lake Union. Free parking when you buy tickets online. Try the new 3-day Flex Pass. The Big Seattle Boat Show, presented by GMC and Alaska USA.
Whatever you need to float your boat, it's there for you to see.
Can you tell which mattress is the 2005 and which is the new 2006 model? Here's a hint. The 2005 model is the one with the lower price. It's Sleep Country's huge year-end clearance sale. The biggest difference is the fabric and the money you'll save. If you don't mind sleeping on last year's fabric, you can save hundreds on selected brand-name mattresses from Simmons, Sealy, Spring Air, and Pacific. Sleep Country's year-end clearance sale is on now. Guaranteed comfort, best selection, lowest price.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
There are now more than 4 million people living in Western Washington. 4 million. All different.
different goals, different dreams.
And yet, for all our diversity, we share a few things, like where we get our news. In fact, there's no other major city in America where people so overwhelmingly choose one station for local news. King 5 News.
For all our differences, it's nice to know we share a few things in common.
King 5 News. Coverage you can count on.
The Regional Public Information Network is your one-stop resource for news about local and regional disruptions. Go to rpn.org for breaking news on everything from road closures and weather warnings to regional emergencies. RPN brings you information from more than 60 responding agencies serving King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties. Subscribe and you'll receive news alerts wherever you are by email, text messaging, or pager. Visit us at rpn.org and download emergency contact cards for your family. Be in touch, stay in touch.
It's a massive $3.5 million clearance at Nissan of the East Side. Serious cars, serious savings.
This is NWCN, Northwest Cable News. Northwest news and weather 24 hours a day. Now, Northwest News First Edition.
Portland drivers will have their window wipers working overtime this morning. Heavy rain is creating standing water on roads, making for a very dangerous morning commute.
A loud whoosh, and then you felt all the air around you kind of swirling around, and you could just tell that you couldn't breathe. So you're gasping for air.
Passengers aboard an Alaska Airlines flight departing from Seattle had to reach for their oxygen masks during a mid-air emergency this morning. Investigators say a SeaTac baggage handler is to blame.
And we're following 2 cases of animal neglect in the Northwest. We'll tell you why an Oregon woman should have never had the animals in the first place. Good morning, everybody. I'm Cam Johnson.
And I'm Greg Copeland. It is Wednesday, December 28th, and you're watching First Edition. We will get to those stories for you and a whole lot more in just a minute. First, let's get a quick check of the weather with meteorologist Mary Lowson. We're talking a little bit about a flood watch right now in the Portland area.
Well, it is an urban and small stream flood advisory, and it's going to last until about 10 o'clock this morning. They're dealing with some heavy rainfall in the area, and that rain continuing across many areas in the Northwest today. More mountain snow starting this morning and heading into this afternoon. Coastal windy conditions, too. Let's take a look at what's going on with the flooding, though, around the Portland-Vancouver area. Now, the flood advisory, it's again an urban and small stream flood advisory. There could be some ponding on the roadways, as we've already seen a little bit evidence this morning, and heavy rain until about 10 o'clock this morning when we're expecting to see things tapering off. But there's a general flood watch across many areas in Oregon through tomorrow. So we are keeping an eye still on some heavy rain. Again, the wind staying with us too along some of the coastal areas for about another hour or so, when some of those winds will finally start to calm down and that front pushes onshore. Cam and Greg.
Blustery.
Yeah, quite.
All right. Thanks very much, Mary. Well, as Mary mentioned, the heavy rain could make for some white-knuckle driving this morning.
Yeah, we're talking both city streets and along Interstate 5 as well. This is some video of I-5 overnight. It was raining so hard, wipers really just couldn't keep up at some points. Standing water is a big concern in many neighborhoods this morning. This road in southeast Portland, I can't see it very well. It looks more like looks more like a pond. In other areas, a flowing stream and rivers are starting to crest. Johnson Creek is flowing over 6 feet right now, and we're getting reports about some flooded homes and apartments this morning due to all that rain. People are evacuated from an apartment complex in Beaverton because of that flooding. Well, the wet, wild weather is making waves along the Oregon coast. Yesterday morning, the National Weather Service issued a high surf advisory with 25-foot seas and big waves at the coast. Look at that. While the storm littered the shore with debris, it didn't cause any significant damage.
In western Washington, we could see another day of spinouts and fender benders along Interstate 90. Snow pounded Snoqualmie Pass yesterday, and the DOT says more could be on the way. Crews scrambled yesterday after more than 36 wrecks and wipeouts happened on the pass. Troopers say backup stretched 5 miles, and drivers were left with no choice but just chain up and wait.
DOT was trying to keep up with the snow, doing a fabulous job, but the weather was beating us, doing the best we could, and we had all the lanes blocked with trucks that were spinning out.
The DOT estimates about 50,000 vehicles cross Snoqualmie Pass every day during this holiday week. They say with more snow on the way, drivers should expect delays. And remember, you can get current weather and traffic conditions where you live 24 hours a day. Just go to our website, NWCN.com.
A stolen car chase in Tacoma, Washington landed a police officer in the hospital overnight. Police say the suspect's car crashed into a fence And then the suspects tried to run away on foot. 2 were arrested and 1 was released. The officer suffered a minor injury in that chase. In Spokane this morning, a pregnant woman is recovering from minor injuries after fire crews had to cut her out of a wrecked car. Look at some of the damage there. That accident happened in East Spokane last night. Police say the driver of the car the pregnant woman was riding in did not yield while making a left-hand turn, and another Jeep hit that car. 1 other person was treated for minor injuries. Police ticketed the driver for not yielding.
A Tacoma, Washington man suspected of a hit and run that killed a 12-year-old boy is expected to face felony charges today. Gerald Reed was crossing the street on Christmas when a car hit him and fled the scene. The suspect turned himself into police yesterday after police attempted to contact him. The man will make his first court appearance later today. Yesterday on First Edition, we told you about a store clerk in North Idaho who shot and killed a man trying to rob his store. This morning, we have learned that the suspect's gun was fake. Investigators say the clerk at Lou's Smoke Shop shot and killed Joseph Hatchie Monday night. Police say Hatchie wore a mask and pointed what appeared to be a real gun at the clerk, demanding cash. They say the clerk pulled out a gun of his own, then fired 10 rounds at the robber. Investigators later discovered that the suspect was holding an airsoft pellet gun.
Was he afraid? Well, apparently so. I mean, if you just had that gun put in your belly and not know if it was real or not, you have to assume it's real.
County prosecutors are looking into the incident to see whether any charges will be filed against the store clerk. It started out with a careless ramp worker at SeaTac International Airport and ended with an Alaskan Airlines plane taking a nosedive.
Yeah, this is pretty scary. This morning, federal investigators say that worker accidentally hit a jetliner with a baggage loader. That loader left a hole in that plane and more than 100 passengers fearing for their lives. Northwest Cable News' Akiko Fujita has more from SeaTac.
For passengers aboard Flight 536, the adventure began more than 4 miles above ground, 20 minutes after takeoff. These pictures snapped in flight show passengers scrambling to don their oxygen masks. Jeremy Herman was on board the flight headed from SeaTac to Burbank.
I felt my ears popping, and then immediately about 30 or 40 seconds after that, a loud whoosh, and then you felt all the air around you kind of swirling around, and you could just tell that you couldn't breathe.
The plane lost cabin pressure rapidly, all because of a foot-long hole that developed in flight. Officials with the National Transportation Safety Board blame a ramp worker who ran baggage equipment into the plane but never reported it.
The impact by the cargo handler was such that it didn't actually punch a hole in it, but it just weakened something so that the hole itself didn't develop until they put some pressure on it at altitude.
An employee for Menzies Aviation, which handles Alaska's ground operations, said that in the driving rain, he thought the damage seemed insignificant.
Common sense would have dictated that if you run a vehicle into an airplane, you should at least bring it to the attention of the crew and the maintenance staff so they can pass their professional judgment on it.
For Alaska Airlines, this is the latest in what's been a rocky relationship with Menzies Aviation. Now, the airline began outsourcing its work to Menzies earlier this year to cut costs, but since then, passengers have suffered through flight delays and late and missing baggage. Greg?
Amazing that a dent can turn into a hole like that. Kiko, you mentioned the late and missing baggage, but that apparently is not the only problem, correct?
Well, that's right. Our affiliate King 5 actually did an investigation last month and found that problems increased dramatically. Everything from speeding complaints to report of damage, and really the numbers say it all. Alaska had 17 ramp problems in 2003, only 15 last year, but that number jumped to 72 in just the first 9 months this year. Greg?
That ought to set some alarm bells off. All right, Akiko, thank you.
Washington residents have only until the end of the year to take advantage of the federal sales tax deduction. In 2004 and 2005, residents have been deducting their sales tax on their federal tax returns. But the tax break expires this Saturday at midnight, and there's no guarantee it will be renewed. So many car buyers aren't wasting any time now. Jim Birchfield walked into this Bellingham dealership yesterday and walked out with a new Porsche.
Just a real nice plus for me, because we're talking about over $5,000 in sales tax out here.
The tax savings on the average car that is sold in America is over $2,000 in tax deductions that will go away on December the 31st.
State lawmakers estimate Washington residents will save $1 billion in 2005 because of the deduction.
Gonna have to get in today and pick up that Lamborghini.
Yeah, yes. I was thinking about a new Corvette. Maybe I'll have to get that today.
Well, one Northwest
That on
man,
my to-do list.
one Northwest man doesn't have to worry about saving money ever again.
The retired teacher struck it rich on Christmas Eve, and now he's spreading his jackpot winnings. That story coming up next.
But before we get to that, let's check in with meteorologist Mary Liz. I don't know if you want to be out. This morning wasn't as bad as yesterday on the roads, but boy, it's still nasty out there.
Well, it's nasty in Portland, not too bad in Seattle, and head further to the east, and we run into the snow first in the mountain areas, and then you've got more rain working its way across portions of eastern Washington and Oregon. Some gusty winds expected around the Redmond Bend area today. Still windy at the coast through most of at least the early part of the day as this front pushes onshore. And we're actually seeing slightly cooler temperatures ahead for just about everybody today as well. I'll have more details on your current conditions coming up.
I'm Sprint Arbogast with a check on your first alert traffic in Portland. On the Banfield, we have got an accident that is blocking at on 84. There we go, westbound before I-5. Traffic is backed up from northeast Halsey Street. Also closed due to a landslide is Southwest Palatine Hill Road between Highway 43 and Brayman Avenue. Also mud on the roadway. Caution in Northwest Germantown Road between Highway 30 and Northwest Skyline Boulevard. And we have in Seattle, northbound I-5 at the bottom of the exit ramp to Mercer. The traffic lights are working incorrectly. They're only cycling about 4 cars at a time. I'm Sprint Arbogast with your first alert traffic. You're watching Northwest Cable News.
I have cancer, and I want all the latest research, treatments, and technology available. But do I have to go to a big hospital for all of that?
We can provide access to all the most up-to-date research in the community setting, and there's really no need for people to travel to faraway cancer centers or downtown facilities. Puget Sound Cancer Center can offer you the best in cancer care close to home.
When life matters, the care matters more. Puget Sound Cancer Centers, Edmonds and North Seattle.
Let's grab some McDonald's.
You buying?
Why do I always have to buy?
'Cause you're the one with the fancy job.
And the fancy tie. There. Now you're the one who's buying.
The tie didn't touch you last.
Money's tight these days. Good thing there's McDonald's Dollar Menu, where you'll find the new McDonald's Bacon Cheeseburger. Crispy bacon, melted cheese, served hot for just $1. Only at McDonald's.
Your new floors look great. How did you get them so fast?
We called Empire today. They brought samples of durable hardwood and easy care laminate right to our home and installed our new flooring next day.
Expensive?
No way. We saved with Empire's warehouse direct prices, plus no payments till April 2007.
Shop at home, save money, no payments till April 2007?
Let's call Empire today for our new flooring.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. Get the best the Northwest has to offer. Northwest Outdoors on Northwest Cable News. Discover new activities, remote locations, and equipment you'll need to get out and moving in the great Northwest.
That means it's time to dust off the golf clubs. Well, the rivers throughout the Northwest are running right now, and rock climbing is one of the fastest growing sports in the United States.
Northwest Outdoors, Saturday mornings beginning at 6 on Northwest Weekend News. Only on Northwest Cable News, brought to you by Subaru.
Welcome back to First Edition. It's now 12 minutes past the hour.
This morning, a retired school teacher is celebrating a big Christmas bonus from the Washington State Lottery. Charles Harkins won the $2.9 million after purchasing the winning ticket Christmas Eve at a 7-Eleven in Spanaway. There's the big check. After his kids and grandkids opened their Christmas presents, he handed them checks.
I said, you know, last night I didn't build a fire in a fireplace, and Santa came down the chimney and gave us a little extra money. And I'm going to share that. So I went around and handed out the envelopes. And they opened them, and it was surprisingly quiet in the room.
You think? Harkins didn't say just how much he gave his kids, but says the gifts left them speechless.
I bet. Time to check on your weather forecast now. Meteorologist Mary Lewis is standing by with what's happening right now. Mary?
Well, thanks so much, Cam. So far this morning, we've been dealing once again with rain in areas west of the Cascades, mountain snowfall, and more rain on the way for portions off to the east today, too. Let's talk about it all and show you how busy things are at SeaTac this morning. Once again, lots of folks trying to get out of town, and this has been our usual story this entire week. Lots of cars lining up on the departure deck there this morning. A little bit of windy conditions as well as the rain to deal with this morning if you're trying to make your way out of SeaTac. Meantime, we still have a high wind warning in place at least through the early part of this morning for the Oregon coastline. We're looking at southerly winds 25 to 40 miles an hour, some gusts in the 60-mile-an-hour range. This has been ongoing as well with these frontal systems coming onshore over the past few days. Now, generally, we do have a flood watch for the highlighted areas to stay with us through Thursday, but specifically more so this morning until 10 o'clock around the Portland-Vancouver area. This will stay with us until, again, 10 o'clock this morning, an urban and small stream flood advisory because we have had a lot of ponding on the roadways. A lot of heavy rain still expected through the early part of this morning as the system pushes onshore. Now, we do have the frontal boundary that's right about through here now. We're still being affected by the warm front first off and then the cold front secondarily as it moves eastward across the state. And we're seeing some cooler air behind this system as well as the next one already lining up in the Pacific. You can just see the cloud cover starting to come into view there. But meantime, we will continue to see these series of systems working onshore. Looks like we may get a little bit of a break tomorrow, but for now, we do have that heavy rainfall around the Portland-Vancouver area. Things starting to lighten up a little bit around Seattle, but already it's changing over as temperatures have been right around the freezing mark or just below in the mountain areas. And we're seeing that trouble again with the snowfall in the passes this morning with traction tires advised through many of them. Portland area, you can hardly see it because we've got so much rainfall on the camera lens at this time. Spokane looking wet as well. Some sheen on the roadways there from, of course, the rainfall. But temperatures have not been too cold in the overnight hours. So we're actually dealing with mainly liquid precipitation. We're looking at 35 degrees currently, 36 in Coeur d'Alene, 38 in Ephrata, 34 in Wenatchee, though, and 36 in Ellensburg. So we're starting to see a little bit of that variance there in some of those higher elevations on the eastern slopes of the Cascades. 38 currently in Yakima. All those temperatures expected to come up today. Eastern Oregon dealing with the temperatures into the 40s for the most part. We're seeing some 30s as well, and we'll check that 5-day forecast coming up.
At Tough Shed, we believe in protecting your valuables. The weather's changing, and it's time to put things away. Put them in a Tough Shed. We build sheds, garages, or anything you can imagine. Most jobs are completed in one day. Delivery, construction, and satisfaction are guaranteed. You need a garage or shed now? Call Tough Shed today. Tough Shed with 3 locations in Seattle, 2 in Portland, Spokane, and Helena. Call 1-800-BUY-TOUGH. That's 1-800-BUY-TUFF.
Tulalip Casino is more than a beautiful place to have fun playing blackjack. It's where you can win part of $10,000 cash for getting 21 with 3 cards or more. Each time, you qualify for chances to win Marriott Vacations for Life, plus weekly drawings for Choose Your Cruise Destination. And ladies, here's your chance to win the $40,000 Women's Northwest Championship Tournament and go on to the World Series of Poker. It's all happening right now at the beautiful Tulalip Casino.
Over the years, I've seen too many of my friends spend thousands of dollars that they can't afford on funerals. Just the thought of being embalmed and lying in a coffin bothers me. When I die, I just want to be cremated. It's practical, affordable, and it just makes sense. The Neptune Society has been helping families save money for decades. If you just want to be cremated, why call a funeral home? They'll talk you into something expensive. Keep it simple and plan ahead. Don't make your family face emotional spending decisions on the toughest day of their lives. It's your responsibility. The Neptune Society is easy and very affordable. The Neptune Society. It just makes sense.
It is now 17 minutes past the hour. Good morning to you. I'm Cam Johnson.
And I'm Greg Copeland. Here's a quick check of your top stories this morning. Federal investigators are looking into an Alaska Airlines flight scare. That plane was on its way from Seattle to Burbank when it lost cabin pressure. It had to make an emergency landing at SeaTac Airport. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. A ramp worker at SeaTac admitted to accidentally hitting the plane with a baggage loader before takeoff, but never told anybody. That dent opened up a hole and caused the cabin to depressurize.
Could be another day of spinouts and fender benders along Washington Snoqualmie Pass. Yesterday, the Department of Transportation responded to dozens of accidents caused by the slushy and snowy conditions.
And the Portland metro area is under a flood watch again this morning. Standing water is a concern in many neighborhoods. In other areas, flowing streams and rivers are starting to crest. Johnson Creek is flowing over 6 feet right now, and we're getting reports about some flooded homes and apartments because of all that rain. People are evacuated from an apartment complex in Beaverton because of the flooding.
Now 18 minutes past the hour, time to check in with Mary Lose for a look at the 5-day forecast. People in Portland probably wondering when the rain will stop.
Doesn't look like we're going to get a break there anytime real soon. This morning things will start to lighten up. We'll actually taper off to some showers a little bit later on into this afternoon around the Portland, Vancouver area. But so far today, still dealing with that heavy rain, that urban and small stream flood advisory in effect until 10 o'clock this morning. Because of the issues we're having, breezy conditions today and temperatures staying on the mild side into the low 50s. Will drop down a little bit as we continue into the rest of this week. Thursday, tomorrow, looking at a little bit of a break. Saturday possible as well. But for now, we're starting off the new year with more rain on the way. Spokane area also dealing with a mixture of some rain and snow as we get into the day tomorrow and Friday, with temperatures hovering just above the freezing mark. And we'll also see a possibility for that again to start off the new year with rain in between. And Seattle looking at a bit more of a break for the day on Thursday also, and things tapering off to showers first off today. Then we'll get back to some more rain on Friday and some more showers to start off the new year.
Coming up in morning sports, we have got a top 10 battle. Lives up to the hype for the most part. Adam Morrison stars again for Gonzaga against 4th-ranked Memphis. We've got those highlights. We'll also check in on the injury report for the Sonics, and it's old home week for the Portland Trail Blazers.
Cold. So far, nothing in sight. Looks like we are going to break that freezing mark. So keeping cold in Spokane. Take a closer look at the forecast for the mountains coming up in a few minutes.
For these Olympic hopefuls, the road to Torino, Italy starts on the slopes of Oregon's Mount Hood.
It's a series of bumps and jumps and berms.
Coming up, we'll take a look at how organizers are getting ready for the U.S. Snowboard Championships.
Greg Adams with a first alert traffic check now, and a couple of problems in the greater Puget Sound area. Westbound I-90 just after Westlake Sammamish, an accident off to the right shoulder now. That was blocking, but a trooper got it cleared. But traffic slow now from, we'll call it about Front Street all the way up to Eastgate. Also looking at heavy traffic as you make your way southbound I-5 between Linwood all the way through Shoreline here, and then again from Lake City Way on the main line to the Ship Canal Bridge, rolling heavy. Greg Adams with your First Alert Traffic. You're watching Northwest Cable News.
Northwest First Alert Traffic in your 5-day forecast has been brought to you by Dodge. Crab Life by the Horn.
Introducing Zero Odor, the product that pet owners have been waiting for. Zero Odor completely eliminates any pet odor and any pet stain.
We have 2 dogs and lots of stains everywhere that I could not get out. I tried it on the carpet and it took the stain right out. That's amazing.
As skeptical as I was, it literally killed any odor we had for 2 cat boxes.
This is an impossible pet urine stain. Zero Odor totally eliminates the odor. And watch what it does to the stain. We guarantee that Zero Odor will take pet odor and stains out of anything. Carpet, upholstery, dog beds, cars.
I will actually put my nose to the dog bedding and it's gone.
Zero Odor will also eliminate the awful smell of soil cat litter and the horrible odor of territorial cat spray.
I can't smell anything. It's gone.
Zero Odor is safe for people and pets, and it comes in 3 sizes. 22-ounce trigger spray that reduces pet odor and stains to 0. 8-ounce that eliminates airborne odor, and a 4-ounce to zero out pet odor in cars. Our 22-ounce bottle is only $19.95. If you order now, we'll also send you the car-size bottle, a $7.95 value, free. And now, for the holidays, we'll include our 8-ounce bottle, a $12.95 value, also absolutely free.
Call now or order through our website to get all 3 sizes. Over a $40 value for only $19.95. This offer is not in stores, only at ZeroOdorPet.com or by calling 800-603-1900. Imagine never again smelling pet odor in your home or your car. Well, we guarantee that when you use Zero Odor, there will be no pet odor and no pet stains, or we'll refund your full purchase price. And this Zero Odor offer is the perfect gift for anyone with pets. Call 800-603-1900 or visit ZeroOdorPet.com to get all 3 bottles of this breakthrough product over a $40 value for only $19.95. Order now, so when everyone comes to visit, your home will smell like the holidays and not like, well, you know.
Snowboarders from all over the country will be coming to the Northwest this weekend. Many of them will be putting a lifetime of hard work on the line to realize a dream and the chance to call themselves an Olympian. News Channel 8's Kyla Boshi shows us how the Mount Hood Meadows Resort is getting ready for the U.S. Snowboard Championships.
The race course is still being carved out.
It's a series of bumps and jumps and berms.
After a last-minute move to Mount Hood Meadows.
Well, we've got the best snow in the country right now.
Organizers diverted the U.S. Snowboard Cross Championship to Oregon because there wasn't enough snow at the original site in California. The World Cup event will bring in nearly 100 competitors, some of the best of this emerging extreme sport.
They're all professional athletes. I mean, that's all they do. Most of them is travel around the world and compete in snowboard cross and half pipe.
Snowboard cross is making its debut as a medal event for men and women at the 2006 Winter Games in Italy. This week's race is one of several U.S. Olympic qualifying events. Among those vying for spots, 2 Oregonians, Mark Schultz of Portland and Leslie Olson of Bend. Schultz holding off the whole pack. Unlike slalom races that are timed, racers in snowboard cross fight for the finish together. There are 4 racers on the course at the same time, often reaching speeds of 45 to 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, it sounds cool, definitely. Oh, it's going to be sweet. Should bring a lot of people to Oregon.
It's a rare and early glimpse for Oregonians of the race for Olympic gold.
Kyla Boshi, KGW, Northwest News, Channel 8.
Those championships get underway on Friday at Mount Hood. Doesn't that look like fun?
And, you know, it's fun to just watch it, too, if you've ever had the chance to
I
go
wasn't
up and-
planning on competing.
It looks like they're having a good time as well. Yeah, and I think the weather's going to be holding out for them. Not really expecting any new snow up in the mountains this weekend, but we are looking for mostly sunny conditions. That's what we're looking at today for Mount Hood and the rest of the Oregon Cascades, with the freezing level around 6,000 feet. So we take a look at the Washington Cascades, also expecting to see those daytime highs reach anywhere from the 20s to 40 degrees. And the big range is because the higher elevation you go, chances are it's going to be warmer. Passes could stay at freezing during the course of the day.
Okay, watch out for that. And keep it right here. We're back in 2 minutes with more on your top stories and, of course, more on your forecast.
I'm a carpenter.
His hands get rough as sandpaper.
Gold Bond Ultimate Moisturizing Lotion. 7 intensive moisturizers and 3 vitamins for extremely dry skin.
Now they're almost smoother than mine.
Can your lotion do that?
Gold Bond Ultimate Healing. This stuff really works.
Cholesterol. My doctor said to watch it. So I ride my bike, eat the good stuff, and take garlic every day.
Garlic's clinically proven ingredient maintains healthy cholesterol naturally.
The doctor's happy. So am I.
Eat right, exercise, garlic.
Make a splash during the holidays, just for fun, at Tulalip Casino. Play with Elvira, dream with Jeannie, and cash in on The Price is Right. In addition to jackpots, you could win free gas for a year and lots of cash from Santa, up to $1,000 each week. Plus, you can enter weekly to win a Chrysler 300 or any Dodge or Jeep of equal value. Tulalip pays more cash back to more winners than any other casino. So put a smile on your face and the spirit of holiday fun in your life at Tulalip Casino.
You live your life at full speed, so you need a newscast that can keep up and keep you up to date. That newscast is King 5 News at 10 on Kong 616, with news from around the city, the country, the world, and a first alert forecast to keep you ahead of what the weather brings. Trust experience. Watch the #1 news team in Western Washington at the #1 time that works for you. King 5 News at 10 on Kong 616, the 10 o'clock choice.
Is in effect. There's been a drastic change in the weather today, as a powerful storm system has rolled in, blanketing the roads with snow and ice. If you have to travel outside, use extreme caution. Carry traction tires or chains and be prepared for swift weather changes.
It's a massive $3.5 million clearance at Nissan of the East Side. Serious cars, serious savings.
This is NWCN, Northwest Cable News. Northwest news and weather 24 hours a day. Now, Northwest News First Edition.
From freezing fog in western Washington to icy roads in the Portland area, it's another white-knuckle commute today for Northwest drivers.
To Lake City Way, southbound 5 on the main line, backed up to about Lake City Way as well. Greg Adams with your First Alert traffic. You're watching Northwest Cable News.
Northwest First Alert traffic in your 5-day forecast has been brought to you by Dodge. Grab life by the horns. Dodge.
Introducing Zero Odor, the product that pet owners have been waiting for. Zero Odor completely eliminates any pet odor and any pet stain.
We have 2 dogs and lots of stains everywhere that I could not get out. I tried it on the carpet and it took the stain right out. That's amazing.
As skeptical as I was, it literally killed any odor we had for 2 cat boxes.
This is an impossible pet urine stain. Zero Odor totally eliminates the odor. And watch what it does to the stain. We guarantee that Zero Odor will take pet odor and stains out of anything. Carpet, upholstery, dog beds, cars.
I will actually put my nose to the dog bedding and it's gone.
Zero Odor will also eliminate the awful smell of soil cat litter and the horrible odor of territorial cat spray.
I can't smell anything. It's gone.
Zero Odor is safe for people and pets, and it comes in 3 sizes. 22-ounce trigger spray that reduces pet odor and stains to 0. 8-ounce that eliminates airborne odor, and a 4-ounce to zero out pet odor in cars. Our 22-ounce bottle is only $19.95. If you order now, we'll also send you the car-size bottle, a $7.95 value, free. And now, for the holidays, we'll include our 8-ounce bottle, a $12.95 value, also absolutely free. Call now or order through our website to get all 3 sizes, over a $40 value for only $19.95. This offer is not in stores, only at ZeroOdorPet.com or by calling 800-603-1900. Imagine never again smelling pet odor in your home or your car. Well, we guarantee that when you use Zero Odor, there will be no pet odor and no pet stains, or we'll refund your full purchase price. And this Zero Odor offer is the perfect gift for anyone with pets. Call 800-603-1900 or visit ZeroOdorPet.com to get all 3 bottles of this breakthrough product, over a $40 value, for only $19.95. Order now, so when everyone comes to visit, your home will smell like the holidays, and not like, well, you know.
Now, Northwest Sports This Morning, brought to you by your Northwest Ford stores.
Another setback for the Seahawks secondary and another meltdown for the Portland Trail Blazers. Good morning, I'm Paul Sylvie checking in with sports. A reunion in Portland last night, Blazers hosting the T-Wolves, and that means Coach Nate McMillan and Coach Dwayne Casey get to match wits at the Rose Garden. The Blazers start strong. Sebastian Telfair spots Joel Prisbilla on the baseline. Big Joel packs it. Zach Randolph leads the Blazers with 15 points. He drills it from the top of the key. Blazers looking good early and keep coming in the paint. Juan Dixon dishes to Ruben Patterson for the 2-hander. Blazers up 41-40 in a close one at halftime. Rookie Martell Webster making some noise outside. Spots up behind the arc. Drills it. Martell 11 points. Blazers working on a 14-point lead. Telfair with the swat on Richie Fromm. Blazers hold Kevin Garnett scoreless in the second quarter, but he heats up in the second half. KG pulls up, drills it. Wally Zerbiak chips away at the Blazers' lead. Nice spin move here. Takes it to the hole. Joel with the foul. Here comes Dwayne Casey and the T-Wolves. Minnesota closes the game on a 23-3 run. Blazers disappear. T-Wolves win at 84-74. Portland has now lost 6 straight.
Gave up 33 points in that fourth. I think we had, 6 turnovers in the fourth quarter. And, you have a combination of that, you lose a ball game.
Jamie Moyer will remain with the Mariners for at least one more year. The M's avoid arbitration, signing Moyer to a 1-year deal worth $5.5 million. The 43-year-old Moyer went 13-7 with a 4.28 earned run average last season. Well, tough news out of Seahawks headquarters. Defensive back Andre Dyson is out for the rest of the regular season. He suffered a high ankle sprain on the touchdown run Monday night. Dyson will miss at least 4 weeks. With Kelly Herndon and Ken Hamlin also gone, the Hawks are in a tough spot. They will respond. They've been doing it all season long. Somehow, the depth chart continues to improve for the Hawks. A couple more sports notes. Former Husky Marcus Tuiasosopo will start at quarterback for the Oakland Raiders Sunday. The team benched regular starter Kerry Collins. And in college hoops last night, Portland Pilots beat Portland State 70-52. I'm Paul Sylvie. That's sports for this hour.
Thanks, Paul. A little snow there in Philly for that Hawks game. I don't suspect we're going to have much of that here for the home game against the 49ers this weekend.
You're right about that, Greg. In fact, no snow in the forecast for the next 4, 5, 6, 7 days or so. Hey, how about that? This is December. Hard to believe. Okay, let's take a look right now at what we can expect across the nation today. And I guess the weather word today is cold. I mean, cold. We're talking about, I talked earlier about Spokane's 17-degree high today. Look at Kansas City, only 16 degrees. And some of that cold air is seeping all the way down into, parts of Texas there. Look at Austin, Texas today, only 38 degrees for a daytime high. It wasn't that long ago. They were in the 70s there. If you want to warm up, well, you head to Miami. There you go, 82 degrees. That'll be your daytime high in Miami today. Active weather, a bunch of it going on across the south. Also some snow for parts of the Midwest, across parts of Missouri, eastward across Illinois, Indiana, and northern Kentucky.
Always count on Miami to be nice and warm, huh?
This time of year, yes.
It's
not a bad place.
You got to put up with the sheet of clouds that's over it right now is the only problem.
That's right.
All right, we'll see in a little bit, Don. Coming up at First Edition, some home video. It was supposed to be a funny spoof on life in the San Francisco Police Department, but not everybody's laughing. We'll explain the parody that backfired coming up in our next half hour.
Your Northwest First Alert travel forecast has been brought to you by Hertz Car Sales, the better way to buy a car. This portion of Northwest Cable News is brought to you by your Northwest Dodge dealer. Grab life by the horns. Dodge.
True coffee connoisseurs know the only way to make really great coffee is to grind your own beans just moments before the brewing process. The Cuisinart Grind and Brew Thermal Coffee Maker does just that. With its revolutionary technology, you can grind your favorite beans and enjoy the freshest, most flavorful coffee in seconds. And with the Grind and Brew's Thermal Carafe, you can be assured that your coffee will retain its original freshly brewed flavor longer. It makes it all easy, makes it all automatic. Absolutely the best coffee you can make at home. The Cuisinart Grind and Brew Thermal, available at fine stores everywhere.
We depend on recycled paper to bring news and information to your doorstep every morning.
Without recycled aluminum, cardboard, and glass, we'd have a lot of thirsty customers.
We rely on recycled plastic bottles to create the clothing that helps keep our customers warm and dry. So thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for recycling.
Recycle. Why waste a good thing?
Santa has holiday cash waiting for you at Tulalip Casino. Just play any table game, and 4 times each day you could win an extra $100 in the Holiday Hot Seat promotion. Test your skills at blackjack, roll some hot action on craps, or play your lucky numbers in roulette. Every player at a hot seat winner table will get an entry ticket to win a new Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep, and a year of free gas. So bring your luck to the tables in December and win extra cash and prizes at Tulalip Casino.
Diamonds, rare and romantic.
The Jewelry Exchange imports diamonds direct with the largest selection and lowest price guaranteed. Our diamonds are shown loose. Select your mounting from our latest styles. Your diamond is set while you watch. We have diamonds for any budget. 1-carat solitaires for $5.99. 1-carat ISI diamonds for $2,900. And exotic D flawless and large fancies at low prices. Only the Jewelry Exchange gives you both a low price and a double value guarantee. Buy factory direct and save. The Jewelry Exchange in Renton.
You're watching NWCN, working together with King 5 News and KGW News Channel 8, KREN 2 News and Idaho's News Channel 7, Northwest News and Weather 24 hours a day. Now, Northwest News, First Edition.
It is 1/2 the hour. Good morning. Welcome back. I'm Greg Copeland. It is now illegal to light up across Washington State. The state smoking ban is in effect for all public buildings, including the workplace, bars, and restaurants. Smoking outside must be 25 feet away from public windows and doors. And more talk of classroom closures in the Seattle School District, this time from a panel hired to solve the budget problem. The preliminary report is due out today. Those stories and a whole lot more coming up for you in this half hour. First, let's get a check of the weather with meteorologist Don Carson. Good morning, Don.
Good morning there, Greg. And a nice quiet day across the region today. Good news if you have any travel plans across really just about anywhere today. 42 degrees, that'll be your daytime high there, Seattle. Lots of sunshine for you there. Portland, you'll start off with a few clouds in the morning, but otherwise you too will see plenty of sunshine. The one little fly in the ointment here is across parts of northeastern Oregon. Kind of windy around the Grand Ronde Valley there, La Grande area, and those winds will be keeping up actually through most of the day today. Wind advisory in effect until 4 p.m. Otherwise, again, things are pretty tranquil just about everywhere. Tranquil but cold in Spokane with 17. Yeah, 17 degrees for a daytime high today. Tri-Cities not much better at 22 degrees for your high. And down around Medford, we'll look for some clouds and sun breaks at 46 degrees. And more weather heading your way there, Greg, as we go along.
Sun's going to feel nice, Don. We'll see you in a few.
Okay.
Washington State businesses are officially smoke-free this morning. Voters overwhelmingly passed one of the country's strictest smoking bans last month, and as of midnight, it's officially in effect. Northwest Cable News' Akiko Fujita shows us how businesses are handling that new law.
Alan McQuain's putting an end to a 60-year-old practice.
It's what we are.
He's the owner of Spar Cafe and Bar, which sells cigars and used to allow smoking.
You need an ashtray at home, do you?
As of today, those rules don't apply.
I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because it's been designed one way, but all the rules and regulations have changed it so that it's not a good business model.
And McQuain isn't alone. Don Pierce with the Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs says he's just as confused.
It will be up to each individual law enforcement jurisdiction to make a decision about how they want to treat complaints that come in as a result of this law.
The law prohibits smokers from lining up within 25 feet of the front door, and it slaps a $100 fine on anyone that violates the law. Pierce says it's just another strain on law enforcement agencies hurting from budget cuts.
On a Friday and Saturday night, unless there's an unusual set of circumstances, it's probably not going to rise up to the level of being responded to.
McQuain's customers say they will follow the law, but they're not happy about it.
I don't know. I just don't see why it's this state's right to come in and tell us what we can and can't do.
Akiko Fujita, Northwest Cable News.
Here's a closer look at the smoking ban. Last month, by a 2-to-1 ratio, Washington voters passed Initiative 901. It requires all public places and workplaces in Washington to be smoke-free. Now, the law also extends to popular smoking places like bars, restaurants, bowling alleys, some casinos. Smokers and business owners who break the new law could be fined $100, but the health department says it will likely be issuing warnings for at least the first couple of months. And while some people are saying Washington's new smoking ban goes too far, there's at least one employer who says that kind of ban doesn't go far enough. Howard Wares is president of a Michigan company that administers employee benefit plans. He says to keep his employees healthy and cut health care costs, he issued a no smoking policy for his employees at work. Now he's banning his workers from using tobacco, period, even at home. For some smokers, the choice is pretty simple.
I was very emotional when I first heard about the policy. Then after things sank in, I thought about it. My job, smoking. Not a real tough decision.
Now, the rule is simple. Each employee is tested for tobacco use. Fail it once, you're suspended for a month. Fail it twice, and you're gone for good. 3 longtime employees have already been let go. About 20 members of the San Francisco Police Department have been suspended after making a controversial videotape. Here it is. The home video, which showed up on the internet, contains parodies and some skits. It was intended as a spoof to make light of life on the police force. But the mayor of San Francisco, he's not laughing a bit. He calls the tape racist, sexist, and homophobic. He plans to appoint a task force to look into the culture of the police department. Back here in the Northwest, the future of Seattle Public Schools is once again in the spotlight. A committee appointed by the school superintendent released a report on the budget-strapped schools today. The committee recommended some big cuts, including some school closures, staff reductions, and changes to the student busing system. But the report did not name specific schools nor which departments need to be slashed. To read the report, just visit our website, NWCN.com, and click on News Links. Below freezing temperatures are greeting some Spokane residents once again today, and the cold weather is keeping local plumbers very busy. Yesterday, one company in Spokane responded to 10 emergency calls of frozen pipes. That was just before noon. Plumbers say compared to last year, they are running non-stop. And for good reason. We started out in single digits this morning.
Yeah.
It's going to warm up to a whole, what, 17 degrees?
17 whole degrees, yeah. But at least it'll be sunny.
There you go. You got to look at the bright side.
That's right. Bundle up and go out there. Oh, the sun feels so good.
Maybe.
Okay. Here we go. Here's what we can expect across the entire region here today. Dry weather continues region-wide today, but unusual for the month of December, that's for sure. Cold east of the Cascades, as we just touched on a moment ago, and kind of windy across at least some parts of northeastern Oregon, the Grand Ronde Valley part, around the La Grande area. Winds gusting up about as high as 50 miles an hour at sometimes, but that's the exception. The rule across just about all other areas, some pretty nice weather. We'll tell you more about all that coming up.
Northwest First Alert Weather has been brought to you by your Northwest Chevy dealers. See us today.
And time for a First Alert traffic check now. And in the Oregon City area, actually this is closer to the Kenema area. This is Highway 99 East. 2 lanes blocked there now just south of Oregon City, but they do have the tow on the scene and should have that cleared out of there shortly. Another accident being reported now on southwest Martinazzi at southwest Tualatin and Sherwood Road in Tualatin. Watch for delays there. And the left lane block southbound 205 still just after the Highway 43 West Lynn ramp. Traffic backed up to Gladstone now. In the Puget Sound area, southbound I-5 on both the main line and express lanes heading into downtown. Lined up pretty much stop and go right now. The express lanes from an earlier accident. Greg Adams with your First Alert traffic. You're watching Northwest Cable News.
I keep my food in the fridge, ice in the freezer. In the dishwasher I keep, drumroll please, dirty dishes. Everything has its place. I know where everything is. I know where to find it. And that's why when you want to find sports, local sports, you've got to watch Northwest Sports Tonight. It's where you find more local teams, more local highlights, more of what you want to see.
Northwest Sports Tonight, sponsored by your Northwest Chevy dealers. Weeknights on Northwest Cable News.
Honey, where's the remote?
You're right. This mattress and box spring don't match, but they're just as comfortable as a match set and cost a lot less. And once the sheets are on, who's gonna know? Right now, it's Sleep Country's fantastic mix and match sale. Save big on odds, ends, and mismatched sets. Sealy, Simmons, Spring Air, and Pacific. And every size is on sale. Guaranteed comfort, best selection, lowest price.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
It's Macy's 16-hour sale. Shop this Friday and Saturday, 8 a.m. till midnight. 16 hours to get the lowest prices of the season. 16 hours to save on the best gifts. Plus, get an additional 15% off when you use your Macy's card, even on regular prices and furniture, or pay as you like and save 10%. Don't miss Macy's 16-hour sale, Friday and Saturday only. Macy's, way to shop.
And now another Northwest home improvement idea. Sunken concrete patios, garages, driveways, or basements can be restored by a highly effective process known as slab jacking. 1866 Slab Jack literally lifts and supports sunken concrete, creating an even surface without having to replace it. Here in the Northwest, it's common for concrete slabs to sink, but now there's an easy, affordable way to fix them. Call 1-866 Slab Jack.
You're watching NWCN, working together with King 5 News and KGW News Channel 8, KREM 2 News and Idaho's News Channel 7, Northwest News and Weather 24 hours a day. Now, Northwest News First Edition.
Glad to have you with us this morning. Almost 39 minutes past the hour. Here's a look at your top stories. The Washington State smoking ban is in full effect this morning. That means no lighting up in public places. Designated outside smoking areas must also be about 25 feet from any doors or windows into public places. Violators can most likely expect warnings for at least a couple of weeks. Some Seattle schools must close. That is the word from the committee charged with finding a solution to the district's budget crisis. In the committee's report, which is out today, members also recommend charging for bus service and cutting members of the administration. And you might want to add a few layers before you step outside in Spokane this morning. Don't forget to wrap your pipes, too. Yesterday, one plumbing company had 10 emergency calls before noon. It's going to heat up today all the way to 17 degrees or so. Well, the Seattle Aquarium has a new addition this morning. The sea otter pup, which was born Tuesday night. There it is. We call it an it. The pup apparently is so furry, they can't tell her whether it's a boy or a girl yet. To see more video of that otter, just go to NWCN.com and click on Video on Demand. All right, let's check. I know, it was a great shot. Somebody's enjoying the cold temperatures out there. Got enough fur to bundle up for a while.
That's right. Yeah, that fur looks real comfortable.
How are we doing outside?
Well, we're doing pretty good there, Greg. We do have one little problem area that we're dealing with today. In fact, we'll go to the graphic right now and show you what I'm talking about here. And that's, well, we have strong gusty winds have developed across the southern Grand Ronde Valley of northeastern Oregon there. Winds will be about 25 to 35 miles an hour, gusting to near 50 miles an hour near Ladd and Piles Canyons today. Now, winds of this magnitude can make driving kind of difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Minor property damage may also occur, so something to just be aware of. You're going to be especially driving around that part of the countryside there today. But again, that's the exception. The rule, just about everywhere else, we have some pretty tranquil weather going on thanks to a big old area of high pressure located, well, right about there, okay? And that area of high pressure is going to be sticking around for a while, all right? And what it's going to be doing is just blocking all of these active weather systems that are offshore right here, blocking them from coming in and making them track somewhere else, okay? So we're going to be dealing with some dry weather conditions, but we could be seeing, especially once we get into the weekend, one thing that'll be developing, and that's more locally dense fog, especially east of the Cascades during especially the morning hours. And what that will do is cause freezing fog because things are going to stay cold east of the Cascades. So freezing fog, of course, that can bring on black ice and make roads a little bit on the slippery side. So just something to watch out for there too if you're going to be doing any driving around for areas east of the Cascades, especially this weekend and in particular during the morning hours. All right, let's talk about some daytime highs today across the region. For you there, Portland, looks like you'll top out right around 40 degrees and about 41 for Eugene, 46 degrees for Medford. Hey, you want to warm up? Head to Brookings for 59 degrees, near 60 for a high today. Areas to the east today, well, this is where we're dealing with the cold weather for sure. LeGrand only a high today around 21 degrees, 18 degrees Pendleton, Burns 25 degrees. And areas of eastern and central Washington, yeah, plenty of cold to go around here today. In fact, we're dealing mainly with 20s here and teens for daytime highs. Tri-Cities today, only around 22 degrees for a daytime high. Pullman at 19 and Spokane 17 degrees, as mentioned before, for a daytime high. And Deer Park at around 18 degrees. Areas of western Washington, well, I'll just kind of let you pick out your favorite spot there and see what the daytime high will be. And daytime highs in just about all cases there will be in the, we'll say the low 40s in just about all cases there. A few exceptions to that will be around Bellingham at 39 degrees for a daytime high. For you there, Seattle, you'll be in the low 40s at 42. Kelso Longview area topping out right around 41 degrees today for your daytime high. And Greg, I'll be back in just a few moments. We'll tell you about that 5-day forecast, see how long this pretty nice weather is going to be sticking around.
All right, Don, we'll see you then. Well, for just about a third of epilepsy patients, medication doesn't work. Coming up next, we'll show you a new treatment that is showing some promising results for controlling seizures.
The question she had was a universal one. What do men want? Well, there are a few essentials that every man's wardrobe should have, from classic choices to more contemporary looks. Because what men want, well, that's complicated. But what they need, now that we know something about.
Gift cards available at menswarehouse.com or the store nearest you.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
What did it take for a man? Problem solver. Arm wrestler. Practical joker. Reliable friend. Who moves through the world like he owns it. What did it take for a man to be well again?
Seattle Cancer Care Alliance. 3 world-class centers working together to cure cancer.
At the touch of a button, watch movies on your laptop with Quick Play, only from HP. The Quick Play button lets you start movies and music on your notebook without starting up your system. Access your favorite movies and music right from your drive in just a few seconds with Quick Play. Get it only from HP on your new Pavilion Entertainment Notebook with Intel Centrino mobile technology, just $879. With Quick Play, you can fast forward, pause, and rewind too. Order by December 12th and get an HP all-in-one printer and shipping for free. Or ask about other notebooks with Intel processors for as low as $499. The HP Pavilion Entertainment Notebook with Intel Centrino mobile technology. And the Quick Play button that does what it says. Brilliantly simple.
Now, Northwest Health, brought to you by Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, 3 world-class organizations working together to cure cancer.
For people with epilepsy, sometimes seizure medications just don't work. Often the only other option is surgery. Well, King 5's Gene Anderson shows us the new treatment doctors say is less invasive.
The seizures started when Angela was just 8.
I actually missed a lot of school, elementary school.
Medications didn't help.
I think I've tried everything.
And then there were side effects.
She had hair loss. She had a lot of weight gain. And her hand was so shaky that she could not sign her name.
So this is what a seizure looks like on a normal EEG recording.
But Angela's seizures don't show up well on the standard brain scan.
We can stand by her bedside and say, this has to be a seizure. We look at the EEG and we don't see anything.
For patients like Angela, the next step is usually surgical brain monitoring, where holes are drilled into the skull. But doctors at Harborview are hoping to avoid that with this. A special cap with 256 electrodes, as compared to the old method, which has just 25 electrodes. It is the only hospital in the country now using it to map seizures.
And we could actually see very precisely the areas of the brain the seizures are coming from.
Angela said this is the first time she's ever looked forward to a hospital visit.
It's such a relief to actually know that we're coming close.
Family and friends are hopeful.
Even though she's done a great job of not letting it negatively affect her, it's just such a load off for both of us, the fact that she won't have to deal with it again, or at least might not, hopefully, won't have to deal with it again at some point in the future.
Angela is even more optimistic about her future.
I know I'll be able to do anything. There's no limits. So that's very exciting.
Gene Anderson, King 5 News.
Angela's doctors say they are still analyzing her results, but they're confident they will be able to pinpoint the location of her seizures.
You're watching Northwest Cable News. Now weather from the Northwest First Alert Weather Center.
Updated 5-day forecast right before your eyes. Let's check it out. Starting off with Portland, so that's the one that's glowing at the moment, all right? And some pretty glowing weather can be expected with mostly sunny skies today and tomorrow. Okay, you'll start off with a few clouds during the morning, but otherwise just a ton of sun. And then it's all partly sunny from there on out this weekend and into Monday too. High today around 40 degrees. You'll be in the mid-40s tomorrow, in the mid-40s. Well, that's where you'll stay right on through the weekend and into Monday too. And for you there, Seattle, almost the same thing there. with mostly sunny skies around. And then both Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, you'll see, well, Saturday and Sunday, both weekend days, you'll be under partly sunny skies. Same thing for Monday. Your daytime highs, you'll be in the low 40s today, low 40s again tomorrow. And then you'll have a little bit of a warm up there too, mid 40s for your Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. Overnight lows each and every day will be in the 30s. And finally for you, Spokane, we'll call you mostly sunny today. Few more clouds around tomorrow. And just like our other cities, the important thing is you'll stay dry. But look for some freezing fog developing, especially this weekend and into Monday. And of course, that can cause black ice and make things kind of slippery on the roadways, so watch out for that. 17 degrees, your high today, low 20s tomorrow. A big warm up into the mid 20s for Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday.
You can see from Don's forecast, going to be a bit cold out there for many parts of the Northwest. Maybe some perfect weather for staying inside watching a good movie. Coming right up, we'll take a look at what is coming out this week on DVD.
Greg Adams with the first alert traffic check, and I still have a left lane blocked southbound I-205 just after the Highway 43 West Lane ramp, and that is a stalled vehicle and the backup start at Gladstone. The earlier accident, 99 East northbound in the Kanema area just south of Oregon City, has been cleared. Traffic starting to thin out there now. In the Puget Sound area up into the mountains, I want to let you know that westbound I-90 at milepost 52 now is closed for the next hour and a half or so, or another hour or so, while UDOT crews, that would be Washington State DOT, clears some avalanche work up in the area. Greg Adams with your first alert traffic. You're watching Northwest Cable News.
Northwest First Alert Traffic in your 5-day forecast has been brought to you by Dodge. Grab life by the horns. Dodge.
Introducing Zero Odor, the product that pet owners have been waiting for. Zero Odor completely eliminates any pet odor and any pet stain.
We have 2 dogs and lots of stains everywhere that I could not get out. I tried it on the carpet and it took the stain right out. That's amazing.
As skeptical as I was, it literally killed any odor we had for 2 cat boxes.
This is an impossible pet urine stain. Zero Odor totally eliminates the odor. And watch what it does to the stain. We guarantee that Zero Odor will take pet odor and stains out of anything. Carpet, upholstery, dog beds, cars.
I will actually put my nose to the dog bedding and it's gone.
Zero Odor will also eliminate the awful smell of soil cat litter and the horrible odor of territorial cat spray.
I can't smell anything. It's gone.
Zero Odor is safe for people and pets, and it comes in 3 sizes. 22-ounce trigger spray that reduces pet odor and stains to 0. 8-ounce that eliminates airborne odor, and a 4-ounce to zero out pet odor in cars. Our 22-ounce bottle is only $19.95. If you order now, we'll also send you the car-size bottle, a $7.95 value, free. And now, for the holidays, we'll include our 8-ounce bottle, a $12.95 value, also absolutely free. Call now or order through our website to get all 3 sizes, over a $40 value for only $19.95. This offer is not in stores, only at ZeroOdorPet.com or by calling 800-603-1900. Imagine never again smelling pet odor in your home or your car. Well, we guarantee that when you use Zero Odor, there will be no pet odor and no pet stains, or we'll refund your full purchase price. And this Zero Odor offer is the perfect gift for anyone with pets. Call 800-603-1900 or visit ZeroOdorPet.com to get all 3 bottles of this breakthrough product, over a $40 value, for only $19.95. Order now, so when everyone comes to visit, your home will smell like the holidays, and not like, well, you know.
Now your Northwest Entertainment Report, brought to you by Spartan Mortgage, here to serve you.
As you make your way through the work week, almost to the weekend, maybe looking forward to a few good movies. Northwest Cable News' Mary Lowe shows us what's coming out this week on DVD.
The Oscar-winning team of director Ron Howard and actor Russell Crowe are back for another round in Cinderella Man. In this biopic, Crowe is boxer James J. Braddock, a heavyweight contender from New Jersey who lost his fame and fortune during the Great Depression, only to win the hearts of the downtrodden during a spectacular comeback. Renee Zellweger plays his wife May, and Paul Giamatti his loyal friend and manager Joe Gould. The film not only takes us inside the personal struggles of this boxing legend, but also into the ring for all of the punches. While the film could not compete with the summer box office, perhaps it will experience its own comeback on DVD. Cinderella Man is rated PG-13 for intense boxing violence and some language. Available in widescreen, full screen, and collector's editions, the DVD also features deleted scenes, director commentary, documentaries, and behind-the-scenes featurettes. Marvel Comics have come to life again with the release of the Fantastic Four. 5 astronauts are blasted by a solar storm during a space mission gone wrong. Suddenly, they find they all have new powers. Mr. Fantastic, Ione Gruffudd, has become stretchy. Invisible Woman, Jessica Alba, is just that. The Human Torch, Chris Evans, can burst into flames. And The Thing, Michael Chiklis, becomes a rock-solid guy. The ship's owner, Julian McMahon, who later transforms into evil Dr. Doom, is so power-hungry that he turns into metal and is able to conduct electrical currents. But he poses a serious threat, and the heroes quickly master their abilities to channel their scientific smarts for one truly fantastic 5-way face-off. The Fantastic Four is rated PG-13 for sequences of intense action and some suggestive content. The DVD features audio commentaries, behind-the-scenes featurettes, music videos, and additional trailers. The TV classic The Dukes of Hazzard hit the big screen this year, and now you can see it at home. Slipping into the boots made famous by John Schneider and Tom Walpat are Sean William Scott and Johnny Knoxville playing the moonshine-selling cousins Bo and Luke Duke. Along with their cousin Daisy, Jessica Simpson, and joke-telling Uncle Jesse, Willie Nelson, the Duke boys love to get the goat of Hazzard County's most crooked law enforcement officials, including Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane and County Commissioner Boss Hogg, Burt Reynolds. The Dukes of Hazzard is rated PG-13 for sexual content, crude and drug-related humor, language, and comic action violence. The DVD also features 3 how-to lessons, including how to make your own pair of Daisy Dukes, a gag reel, behind-the-scenes features, and a music video.
How to make your own Daisy Dukes. I'll get right on that.
Hey, I will give you some trivia, some Dukes of Hazzard trivia. What kind of car did they have?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me this. That's I can't remember the year. 71 Charger?
You got Charger. It's 69.
69.
Okay. What was on the roof?
Confederate flag.
Right. Very good.
Hey, I used to watch that show. It shows a loyal
What was
kid.
the name of the car?
General Lee.
Absolutely. This guy's
Super
good.
3.
All right, congratulations.
I'm not sure I'm proud of that, but
let's talk about the one little problem area we have across the region today. Really, most areas are going to be nice today, but we do have a wind advisory across the Grand Ronde Valley of Oregon there. 25 to 35 mile an hour winds, possibly gusting as high as 50, so kind of watch it if you're going to be traveling in that area today.
I was trying to remember. The 71 gets a little rounder. You're a car guy. You know that all that well.
I was a Challenger fan and a CUDA fan. I wasn't a big Charger fan. I never liked
fan.
I thought they were too wide or something. I don't know.
I've heard the movie isn't that great, but I won't say anything.
Okay.
Thanks, Don. We'll have an update on your top stories. More weather coming your way in just 2 minutes. Keep it right here.
Shopping for holiday gifts has you running all over town. Now, do you have the time to pack and ship them?
Don't you worry about a thing.
Just go to the UPS store. Our certified packing and shipping experts will get you in and out fast, and your gifts will arrive on time and intact. So let the UPS store worry about your holiday packages. That's our thing. The UPS store, the place for packing, shipping, and a whole lot more. Visit the UPSstore.com and print a coupon worth up to $10 off packaging services.
So, how long are you going to be doing this 1980s retro pricing thing?
Actually, our prices are like this every day.
Oh. Maybe I'm just going to run home and change.
Produce delivered 7 days a week, USDA choice Angus beef, and fresh-made deli goods. It's hard to believe you get so much for so little. Top Food and Drug. Quality in the bag, savings in the bill.
I'll get this one.
The Jewelry Exchange, Factory Direct. Direct diamond importers, low margins. 3-stone pendants are $89. 3-stone tennis bracelets are $169. 1-carat 3-stone rings $5.99. Buy Factory Direct and save. The Jewelry Exchange in Renton.
Subaru, a world leader in all-wheel drive technology. Think, feel, drive.
When my big brother was sentenced to 7 years in prison for a gun crime, he sentenced me to 7 years without my best friend.
It's a massive $3.5 million clearance at Nissan of the East Side. Serious cars, serious savings.
This is NWCN, Northwest Cable News. Northwest News and weather 24 hours a day. Now, Northwest News, First Edition.
Communist democracy we're living in here in Seattle says this is what you got to do. I'll miss my cigar. From the cigar bars of Seattle and Olympia to the taverns of Vancouver and the inland Northwest, lighting up is now a crime. We've got everything you need to know about the new Washington state smoking ban.
We want this story to go away as fast as possible.
All Spokane city leaders say they want for Christmas is an end to the City Hall sex scandal. We'll show you what is next now that voters have recalled Mayor Jim West.
I'm Dave Cassidy in D.C. Will Republicans in Congress extend some of the Republican president's tax cuts? That story is coming up.
Good morning. Welcome to First Edition, everybody. I'm Greg Copeland.
And I'm Shaniqua Manning in for Cam Johnson. It is Thursday, December 8th. Thanks for starting your day with us today. Our top stories in just a minute, but first let's get a check of the weather with meteorologist Don Carson. Don, a beautiful sunrise for most of the region, especially around Portland. Look at that.
Oh, isn't that pretty? Oh, yeah. Portland waking up to, a few clouds on the horizon there, but otherwise lots of blue skies around. And Portland, you're in luck because it looks like that blue sky situation is going to be sticking around a while. Let's take a look at the entire region here and see what we can expect. Not a single solitary drop of rain or flake of snow anywhere across the region today. Seattle, you'll top out around 42 degrees for your high. We look for mostly sunny skies here too, with Portland at 40. 17 degrees at Spokane, so a little nippy for you there, Spokane. Medford, 46 degrees. That'll be your daytime high. Now, windy conditions going on across parts of northeastern Oregon around the Grand Ronde Valley, La Grande area. We'll tell you more about that coming up here in just a wee little bit. And for the Tri-Cities area, also kind of chilly for you there, Tri-Cities, topping out only around 22 degrees. And I'll be back in just a few moments and tell you more about what's going on today.
One word for that side, burr. Well, I don't know if burr is a word, but it is cold over there, that's for sure. Thanks, Don. We'll check back in a little bit.
Well, let's get you started with a developing story out of Western Washington at this hour.
This one's happening in Woodinville. The King County Sheriff's Department tells us a 16-year-old student at Woodinville High School was struck by a car outside the school this morning. We understand that student is being treated at Evergreen Hospital. Her injuries are not believed to be life-threatening.
The other top story we're following this morning, a story just about everyone in the Northwest is talking about, Washington State's smoking ban.
That's right. As of midnight, bars, businesses, and bowling alleys are all officially smoke-free. Voters overwhelmingly passed one of the country's strictest smoking bans last month, and from now on, it's officially in effect. Northwest Cable News' Akiko Fujita joins us from Renton, Washington to talk about the ban. And Akiko, how are businesses seem to be handling it so far?
Well, Greg, all signs here at this casino at least point to a new smoke-free day in Washington State. Now, the plug to this cigarette machine's already been pulled, and look over here, all the ashtrays stacked up in the corner because there's really no use for any of these anymore. Now, even as business owners try to get through that first day with the smoking ban, there's still a lot of confusion, though, about just how to enforce the law. Alan McWain's putting an end to a 60-year-old practice.
It's what we are.
He's the owner of Spar Cafe and Bar, which sells cigars and used to allow smoking.
You need an ashtray at home, do you?
As of today, those rules don't apply.
I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because it's been designed one way, but all the rules and regulations have changed it so that it's not a good business model.
The law isn't good for McWain's business, and Donald Pierce with the Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs says it's just as bad for law enforcement.
I doubt seriously that there'll be very many, if any, jurisdictions that have the resources to be able to go out and to attack the problem proactively.
The law prohibits smokers from lining up within 25 feet of the front door, and it slaps a $100 fine on anyone that violates the law.
I think it's a
that's a good idea, and I think cigarette smokers need to be reminded to be more courteous.
And what else?
McQuain says he won't need that reminder. He's expecting a 10 to 15% decline in business. There's no doubt he'll enforce the law, but he says the State Department of Health needs to do a better job of helping businesses out.
They don't know what they're going to do. And quite frankly, they don't have staff to patrol. It's going to be a self-policing situation.
And that's a complaint we're hearing from a lot of business owners this morning, that the Department of Health is not doing enough. The manager here tells me this sign is really the only thing he got from the Department of Health. Another owner tells me he sent in a list of questions and he is still waiting for answers this morning. We'll hear a lot more about some of that frustration coming up in the next half hour when I speak with one of the supervisors out here at this casino.
Speaking with the Secretary of Health also in this hour. Kika will check back with you in a little bit. Here's a closer look at the smoking ban. Last month, Washington voters passed Initiative 901 by a 2-to-1 ratio. It requires all public places and workplaces in Washington to be smoke-free. That includes popular gathering spots like bars, restaurants, even bowling alleys. Smokers and business owners who break the new law could be fined up to $100, but the health department says it will likely issue warnings for at least the first couple of months. The other big story making news this morning in eastern Washington, the recall of Spokane Mayor Jim West. And just a day after the recall results showed a 2-to-1 margin in favor of that recall, Mayor West says he's still at peace with the outcome, but has a few strong words regarding his potential successor.
Yesterday, we brought you live coverage of what may have been his last press conference as mayor. One of many interesting remarks that West made during that half-hour address touched on who should not replace him.
I think there are people in this community that could do a better job than anybody on the city council.
Right now, Council President Dennis Hession will take over as interim mayor once the recall results are certified. Hession says he wants the job full-time.
I'm ready for the challenge of that. I'm anxious to work with the council to restore the pride in this city. And in this process, we will emerge stronger and better.
Hession has already formed an 18-member transition team of city council members, state representatives, and business leaders. Coming up in about 13 minutes, we'll talk to our Spokane affiliate, KREM 2, about the economic impact the recall is having, and you'll hear what some business owners say needs to happen. Our in-depth coverage of the Mayor West recall continues online as well. You can watch video of the mayor's news conference in its entirety on our website. Just go to NWCN.com and look under top stories. Your morning commute could see a lot of stop and goes just outside of Portland this morning.
The News Channel 8's Russ Lewis joins us with more on that. Now, Russ, we're talking particularly about the Sunset Highway, right?
We are, Greg, and you know that's a well-traveled road, one of the busiest in the city here. Both eastbound lanes of Highway 26 near the Murray interchange will be closed from 9 until noon today, and that's so Beaverton police officers can actually investigate a deadly crash from Tuesday morning. Police say that a man was driving in a lane that was closed for construction when he hit a backhoe. And the on and off ramps at Murray, by the way, will remain open during this morning's investigation. But again, it's from 9 until noon, the eastbound lanes. As for that Interstate 84 rock slide today, the contractor says that they will do a second round of blasting tomorrow at 11 in the morning. So they're trying to clear that area. They have not been able to do it yet, so more blasting tomorrow at 11 o'clock. The westbound lanes are now open, but one eastbound lane does remain closed at I-84. That's in the Cascade Locks area. It could be closed for the next couple of weeks. In other news, we have a tax fight here between the City of Portland and PGE, and it could affect your bill. The city believes that PGE billed customers for taxes and then kept some of the money for profit. A report by the city attorney says that the PGE collected $700 million in taxes over several years, but only $11 million went to Multnomah County. The rest was supposed to go to Enron, which owns PGE, but city leaders want to know if PGE kept any of that cash for profit.
Was all that money sent to Enron? That's just a yes or no question.
No, I don't have that in front of me.
That was from the city council meeting yesterday. PGE argues that the city just doesn't understand how taxes work. The utility, though, it does have to prove that it did nothing wrong, or the city says it will demand some new utility rates. A holiday tradition here in the Portland area about to set sail starting tonight through December 21st. You can catch the parade of Christmas ships on the Willamette and the Columbia Rivers. This is always a holiday favorite. Between 55 and 60 ships, all decked out in the holiday decorations, will be out on the water every night, weather permitting. It's been cold here, but with all the wind we've had in the Portland area, it's also been clear, no fog to speak of the last couple of nights. So that should make for some great viewing on the river for the next few days.
Yeah, no rain, too, to boot. Get a cup of hot cocoa and sit out there and enjoy it.
It's fun to do.
Thanks so much, Russ.
Okay.
Still ahead on First Edition, fighting to keep Seattle schools open.
But it could be an uphill battle after a new commission trying to balance the budget says it is a must. Also extending tax cuts to help working Americans. It's the big vote on Capitol Hill this morning. We'll head to Washington, D.C.
But before we go to break, let's check in one more time with Don. I woke up to a nice coating of ice on the windshield.
Oh, well, that's probably the worst that'll happen to you today because we really have some pretty nice weather going on across the entire region. Dry weather continues region-wide today. Now, east of the Cascades, it'll be dry, but it's also going to be cold, as we'll see here in just a few moments. The only one little problem spot we have across parts of northeastern Oregon, we do have some windy conditions, but I'll tell you all about that and more coming up. Stay tuned.
Northwest First Alert Weather has been brought to you by your Northwest Chevy dealers. See us today. Plants adore him. Gardens flourish. And now his secrets are yours. Just call or email Cisco Friday nights at 6 on Northwest Cable News. Gardening with Cisco Live, your personal consultation with a master gardener. No question can stump it. Just call or email. Cisco knows the answer. You see results. Just ask. Cisco, the cure for the common plant. Gardening with Cisco Live, Fridays at 6 on Northwest Cable News.
Make a splash during the holidays, just for fun, at Tulalip Casino. Play with Elvira, dream with Jeannie, and cash in on The Price is Right. In addition to jackpots, you could win free gas for a year and lots of cash from Santa, up to $1,000 each week. Plus, you can enter weekly to win a Chrysler 300 or any Dodge or Jeep of equal value. Tulalip pays more cash back to more winners than any other casino. So put a smile on your face and the spirit of holiday fun in your life at Tulalip Casino.
Looking for quality carpet for your home? For flooring that fits your lifestyle
and your budget, come home to Abby.
This month, your Abby dealer has on sale luxurious and durable carpet from Kraus, made with Anso nylon. With Anso Caress, your carpet will be both soft and unbelievably durable. Choose Kraus, made with Anso nylon. Soft elegance, naturally tough.
Abby Carpet Stores, no better place to buy your floors. You'll love Abby Carpet.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way.
Do you hear what I hear?
I
don't think so.
Where is everyone?
This holiday season, everyone's in downtown Seattle, where everything's in one great place. Like Pacific Northwest Ballet's Nutcracker March, benefiting Northwest Center.
In the meadow we can build a snowman.
Morning, welcome back to First Edition, now 11 minutes past the hour. I'm Greg Copeland.
And I'm Shaniqua Manning in for Cam Johnson today. A big vote on tax cuts today on Capitol Hill. House members are voting on whether to extend some of the Bush tax cuts they passed a few years ago. And they say thousands of jobs across the country are at stake. Northwest Cable News' Dave Cassidy joins us from our Washington, D.C. newsroom this morning. Dave, extending those tax cuts isn't really a done deal, is it?
No, not the way they first passed them overwhelmingly a few years ago, Shaniqua. This is going to be closer. Republicans say by all accounts the economy is doing very well, and that extending the president's tax cuts will keep that going. But Democrats say if all that's true, why don't Americans feel better about the economy? Republicans say the Bush tax cuts turned the economy around, and that failing to continue them will harm American workers.
These are not, as the Democrats may say, tax cuts for the rich. I see them as tax cuts for job creation.
I want Americans working. I want anybody who wants a job to be able to find work, good pay and steady work, and that's what's happening in America.
More than 200,000 jobs were created last month as the economy bounced back from job losses caused by the hurricanes. But polls show just 29% of Americans think the economy is good, while 66% think it's only fair or poor. Democrats say many of the new jobs are lower-paying service jobs, that higher-paying factory jobs are being moved to other countries. Joe Bresnahan lost his job at a Maytag plant in Illinois when it moved to Mexico. His new job pays half of what the old one did.
It's got to stop. The gap, there is no more middle class in my mind.
you're either rich or you're poor.
And it's not like the old days where maybe one high-paying wage sector would go away in the economy and another high-paying wage sector would jump up to replace it.
Concerns about the economy and the mounting deficit may help explain why extending the Bush tax cuts is no sure thing this time. If too many moderate Republicans jump ship, there may not be enough votes in the Republican-controlled Congress to get it done. Shaniqua?
And Dave, those tax cuts sailed through Congress the first time. What's the difference now?
They passed early in the president's first term when he was very popular. As we all know, the polls do not show that's the case now. And when a Republican president has any trouble getting tax cuts through a Republican Congress, you know things have changed.
Indeed they have. Thanks so much. Dave Cassidy in Washington.
Meteorologist Don